absolute wash.
Why do you look confused? Why do you look confused?
No, I saw a report that said they had a survey that said football fans want a more frequent
World Cup,
World
yeah.
Cup. Yeah, shut up. Fabrizio, you're a fraud. No,
Anyways.
no one needs you.
Welcome back to the Ball Knowledge Podcast. Technically, this episode isn't about ball knowledge, but we don't care. We're just going to do whatever on this podcast.
Spider-Man has balls, so technically we... What am I talking about?
Wait, the balls. Ned does.
We've lost the plot. 20 seconds.
Welcome back, everyone. As always, I'm your host, Usman. I'm joined this time by Miles and Aslam.
Hello.
MK should be on soon. I'm not sure when. Soon for MK means he'll be on after we're finished. This will be our spoiler-filled Spider-Man review. We're not going to do a one without it because we're crap at not giving away spoilers. So we're just going to do one big video with spoilers in it. So if you don't want it spoiled for you, don't watch this video. Watch it afterwards. Save it. We'd appreciate the views. Yeah, we'll go. Well, again, spoiler warning. Aslam, out of us three are the most opinionated person when it comes to movies. What did you think?
Mate, when I walked out, I didn't like the film. All right, I'm gonna make that clear. But I've done some soul searching. Right, I've looked inside myself, and as a result, I really like this film. But I actually do. Like, I got out of the cinema and I hated it. But the more I think about it, away from that, it's great. It's like a top 3 Spider-Man film. I'm not gonna lie. It's like the best live-action depiction of Spider-Man we've seen. I liked it a lot. It's really good. I really like hating on stuff, but I can't hate on this too much anyway. I've still got my problems. Don't worry, people.
Miles, what do you think?
Yeah, I really liked it. In my opinion, it's probably in the top 5 MCU films already. Yeah, it's definitely the best Tom Holland Spider-Man. It's probably actually the best Spider-Man in my opinion. But maybe Into the Spider-Verse is better, but I'm not sure. So I would, but I rate it very highly. I really enjoyed it. So yeah.
Usman obviously loved it. Let's be real.
Coming out of it, I had like the same issues you had. I thought I was like a lot of like unnecessary jokes and shit. But I did afterwards thinking about it, I did really like the movie. I don't think I'd go as far as saying it's like I'd have to rewatch all the Spider-Man before I go back and say that it's the best Spider-Man movie.
Oh, don't worry. There's only a couple you need to rewatch then. I mean, forget the Garfield ones. They're trash.
They're not even
funny,
that bad,
but
though.
they're trash. Spider-Man 3 is not in the conversation, even though I love that film because it's hilarious. Even Spider-Man's really campy. So like, for me, it's like the top 3 are like the only real good ones in my opinion. So it's like Into the Spider-Verse and then Spider-Man 2 and No Way Home are like here. Because I'm not going to lie, No Way Home kind of makes Spider-Man 2 better.
Yeah.
Mainly the ending, because it makes more sense.
I do really like it, though. I do really like it. Although I think I said it to you like I said to everyone else, it does lose. My rating for it was 8.5, but I lost 0.5 for the whole back cracking scene because I thought it was so fucking unnecessary. It was so ridiculous.
I kind of liked it. I don't know why.
It was so stupid.
It's kind of a realistic thing, though, because, like, you know, we always see Toby as an old man, and, like, him having back problems, and then Garfield helping. I don't know. That's one of the few scenes I was like, you know what? I confirm the joke here, because it's kind of cute, and I like it. But there were a lot of stupid jokes. Like, I'm sorry, but watching it and seeing the Otto Octavius joke, that was made even worse. It was worse when I watched it because it was so bad. And I know everyone currently is all going, "Oh, the audience is getting involved." I might be in the minority here. I hate it. I don't like people screaming and cheering during the movie. After it, fine. You can cheer, you can clap. I don't care, right? But the way these people behind us were going crazy throughout the entire film, like they were going crazy at everything, and they were talking throughout the film. So maybe that's another reason why I walked out really bad, right? But like, oh my god, it was so annoying. They clapped at everything. They cheered at everything. They were so loud. It bugged me.
At least the
I
guy
kind of
next to you would
like
fall asleep twice during the movie and start snoring.
Did you not prod him? Like,
I
why
was
did you
like
clap?
nudging him.
Yeah, I can say Garfield's him.
What were you gonna say, Mouse?
Who won't care?
I was gonna say I kind of like the cheering because before the film you'd always see like American audience reactions to like in Endgame when like Cap gets Mjolnir and stuff. And I always thought, oh, that's so annoying. I just want people to shut up. But when I was watching the film and people reacted that way, I kind of liked it. Like I didn't join in really. I didn't cheer or anything like that. But I thought it kind of added to the atmosphere more and like the hype of seeing the two Spider-Men come out. So
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, I don't want it to happen like for every minor incident that happens in every film. But I just thought for this film, because of the hype that was around before the film and stuff, I think I didn't mind the audience reaction because I've never seen that in the UK either. It just seems like an American thing, but I
Really, I
thought it
had it
was
for
cool.
Endgame.
Oh,
Endgame,
really?
our one was popping.
Yeah.
I don't remember that if it did happen. But then I didn't even watch the Marvel films when I watched Endgame. I just went because everyone else went. So
Oh, fair enough.
yeah, it probably didn't bother me as much anyway. So
To be
yeah.
fair, it was a big cinematic experience.
Mm,
It was a culmination of like 20 odd films.
yeah,
I'm not gonna
exactly.
lie. I feel like this one was way more. This one had way more hype, in my
Yeah.
opinion.
Yeah.
Because like, Endgame was more the culmination of the MCU films, whereas this was like the culmination of the Spider-Man films as a whole.
Mhm.
So you're
Yeah.
speaking to like 3 generations of people that grew up with Toby, grew up with Garfield, and grew up with Tom Holland, along with all the MCU stuff.
Yeah.
And I can't lie, the final hour, incredible. But
Yeah.
unlike with Endgame, the second hour isn't. The second hour is kind of cool as well. It's the first hour that's just a bit of a slog. Like it's really slow, and they don't
Mm.
like the second film. They left off with like, oh, Peter's identity has been revealed, but they don't really do anything with it, which bugged me. They were just like, oh, he's got helicopters following him, and everyone knows it's him, but there's no constant. Like, yeah, they didn't get into MIT, but then Peter fixes that within like 10 minutes anyway. And
Yeah.
it was just a bit annoying. I don't know. And even the start with the strange spell thing, it was just played for jokes. And they were a bit like the whole strange spell, like they wouldn't talk. There's just some plot contrivances that I don't like. Like these are two of the smartest MCU characters, and they wouldn't talk about the spell before. Like the one time they start speaking about it during the spell, like or
Yeah.
Ned just becoming like portal guy, magic
Yeah.
guy. That annoyed me because that came out of nowhere. He can just do that now, and I was like, the whole time I was like, why? Stop it! I don't like it. You shouldn't know how to do that. I know you have a silly throwaway line, but I don't know. That bugged me anyway.
But can anybody do that, or is it a thing that they've given Ned in order to set him up for something in future movies?
I'm assuming
Because
anyone
yeah.
can do it given that they have the ring.
Oh, right. Because if it's something that like you still need to be like skilled for or something, then that could like set up for Ned to maybe become a villain, which I still think is going to happen in the next Spider-Man movies anyway.
I've been
And
saying that too.
not that I want it to happen, but I feel like they're going to do that, especially after the actor was saying that he wants to play a villain and stuff. And like he's lost all of that weight and stuff. So it's kind of like setting him up to be a villain.
Yeah.
Apparently he lost loads of weight, like, but that was after the film because obviously he's still
Oh,
he looks the
okay.
same in the film.
That makes a lot of sense.
Um,
Like, what?
I thought I thought the pacing was a bit weird at the start of the movie because like you go from him getting his identity revealed outside in the streets, and then you'd go straight to Happy and May's apartment, which was weird. That whole, oh yeah, my identity just got revealed live on television, but I'm gonna sit here and try to fix your relationship like nothing's happening. But then it flicked between different scenes quite quickly. So you'd get them in their apartment trying to fix everything. Then you'd get the TVs showing everything. Then you get the helicopters. Then you'd be taken away, and then May and them like walking through, and you'd flip through the different interviews and stuff, which I thought was like really rushed.
Yeah.
But then you'd get, oh wait, no, he's back home, nothing's happened, and Daredevil's there.
Yeah.
And he just catches
Well,
a
yeah,
brick
it
and
seems like how did he even like get out of jail? Like, isn't this guy meant to be done for murder of Mysterio or something?
Yeah, he literally got
Like,
arrested.
they didn't
So like,
explain
how does
anything,
he
it
get
just-
out so quickly? And they didn't post bail because this guy's poor, so you definitely couldn't have afforded bail.
And like, hold
sort
on,
of-
even if you did, who posted bail for him? Because Happy was taken, wasn't he? And so was Aunt May. So
Yeah.
everyone was taken. And it's not like Tony's there, so
Yeah, it was a bit weird, but
look, you just glossed over something important. Matt Murdock came, and I know that I've been hating on this because I don't want him in the MCU and I don't want him cracking jokes. But if they're gonna use him like this, I don't mind it. Because even the joke they had with him, where he's like, "I'm a very good lawyer," that's a Matt thing. That I can be like, okay, I confirm that. That's fine. I don't mind.
That was, out of all of the times that people were cheering in the cinema, that was the only time I was like, yes.
So was I. That's the only time I got hyped, and I was like, yes. And then I was like, why is no one cheering? Do you not understand the magnitude?
Exactly. No one was cheering. It's Matt fucking Murdock.
This is the greatest MCU character. He's from the greatest MCU property, and you're not even. Come on, man. Do you guys not know who this is? It's awful.
I feel like a lot of people probably wouldn't know who he is because they just won't bother watching Daredevil and stuff.
Idiots.
So,
Which I think there's going to be a big boost of people watching Daredevil now.
Yeah, I hope so.
Netflix are going to be so happy.
Yeah. I mean, they'll probably be annoyed that they can't make a 4th season of it. Just because the rights have gone back to Disney. But, like, the money they'll get off of it, bloody hell.
My God.
Then it slowed down after that. Because you'd get all the scenes where they're trying to fix what happened. And now everyone knows he's Spider-Man, so he's still just flinging around without a mask on.
And then
you'd get...
I hate it when he does that.
So then they go from the scene where they're sitting in May's apartment, and they're like, no, you need to go somewhere safe because you're not safe here, effectively. And then they go to Happy Hogan's apartment, which he has random equipment lying around like it's nothing.
Yeah. That was weird.
And then you again, the pacing was weird because it just slow. He would talk to Zendaya's MJ.
Yeah.
And then it'd be
I'm sorry, I don't buy her as MJ. I just think she's girlfriend of Spider-Man right now. She's like, to me, she's not MJ. You can make her Gwen Stacy and she'd be the same.
Hello.
Hello, MK.
Sorry, my bad. I had technical issues.
I don't know. I just think she's not MJ to me. And that's not a knock on Zendaya. I don't think it's the performance. I just think it's the writing for her. Because she hasn't been able to do anything. She's just always been... She went from, girl, I don't like anyone, to then, I like Peter, to then, girlfriend. But that's it. She doesn't have any like characterization. She's just smart, and it's like, come on, she's actually a really good actress, and she's doing the best with what you got. But she's not got anything. It just went, oh, we've got all these other characters. They give Ned more to do than her, for flip's sake. Like, the best thing she does in this film is fall. That's the best thing she does. For goodness sake, this is terrible. Come on.
Once they get to Happy, again, the pacing is really weird in the first hour-ish, because they'd go to Happy's house and he'd talk to Zendaya, and then they'd go to the school, and that scene happened. By the way, I really hate Flash.
I
Yeah.
hate him too. He's
Like,
annoying.
in the original Spider-Man trilogy, you were meant to hate him because he was a bully to Spider-Man. You were like, oh yeah, no, yeah, you hate him because you have
This
you
guy's a
hate him because
bed.
he's a bully. He's so annoying.
Yeah, I
He's
just
so
like
fucking annoying.
with normal Flash, you want to punch him because he's a twat. But with this guy, I want to punch him to try and fix him because he's so bad. He's just annoying. He's like a little like ingrate. He's like, you know, when you have a bug in your room and it's constantly annoying. That's Flash. He's just piss off. Get out of my face, man. We just waste so much time with him. Muppet. Go away. I hate how he's been scaled up to be this epic, cool tech nerd who's also now a lover of Shut up, man. I hate him. And he's blonde, or he's got blonde highlights. Like, do you want me to hate you even more? What's wrong with you?
Then you'd get the scenes where they're like flicking through college applications, and then you'd get, okay, he didn't get in, he didn't get in, he didn't get in, and then the final one comes and he goes, and then it slows down again because then he's just with Zendaya and Ned in the
Yeah.
donut shop, and everything slows down, and then he's like, okay, Doctor Strange.
I didn't like the spell either. I thought there was a much easier way to do this, right? I thought if you have him go after all of this happens, like his identity's been revealed, he goes to the Sanctorum or whatever it's called, and then you have Doctor Strange not be there, and Wong is there instead, and he goes, "Where's Doctor Strange?" And he's like, "Oh, he's been fixing all the stuff from for like in the universe because what we did with Thanos was like has caused so many breakages that Strange is off trying to fix everything, and then Spider-Man feels semi-responsible because he was one of the people brought back, and then you have him go and try and help Strange because it's like, oh, Strange is almost finished, don't worry, and he's like, I might go do my little part, and then you have him meet all the villains. I think that's a way more streamlined version where there's no plot contrivance of, oh well, you know, let's not discuss all of the like little like intricacies of the spell because I still want all these people to know. Instead, I thought that would be way better. But that's just my opinion.
What did you lot think about Wong being Sorcerer Supreme?
Don't like it.
I don't mind it just because of the fact that we don't really see him like do anything with it. You know, they just say, "Oh, he's ranked up," and that's it. It doesn't really mean
Yeah, they play
anything.
it as a
Not
joke.
yet. So, yeah, exactly. So I don't think it's a big deal, really.
Yeah, so because they stuck it as a joke, just seems like a diversity pick, and I don't like it. I know that's not what it is, but it seems like it, and it's annoying. Because Wong should get it off his own back, not because Strange wasn't there for 5 years and he gets it on a technical. Like, come on, man.
I think it explains why he was the one that showed up at the end of Shang-Chi and not Doctor Strange. Other than Marvel didn't want to pay Benedict Cumberbatch any more money to show up in a movie.
I mean, Benedict's got a pretty full schedule, so maybe that was why.
It does make sense, though, that he was in Shang-Chi over Doctor Strange.
Well,
I like
he's
him.
Asian. Racist.
I like him getting a bigger, like more screen time though, but that's just because I like the actor and I liked him in IT Crowd as well. And I seem to be like the only person who knows him from IT Crowd, so I like to see him in big Marvel films.
That's fair enough.
I don't know about you lot, but have you spotted a house somewhere? Didn't Doctor Strange not get beat in his own like his own little like dimension
Yeah.
by a kid? Basically kid.
I thought it was kind of smart.
But I don't know where I stand.
He's above average IQ student.
No, come on. Spider-Man. Okay, I know we haven't seen it that much, but Spider-Man is one of the most intelligent people in the Marvel universe, right? But I don't know how I feel because Strange is supposed to be more powerful.
More intelligent, way more.
Spider-Man uses math and science, and it's like, okay, that's clever. That links in with his character. But then Strange should know that's coming, and he should be such a. I think they just went, well, we need Strange to get out of the movie for a bit, and we need to do our own thing. And it's like that's another plot thing, but I don't mind that because it moves the plot along, and I'm like, fair enough. Just I can get along with it, but I see the complaint.
What do you think they're going to do about Strange not having the time stone anymore?
They're gonna make him get it back.
I don't know how they'd go around if they were planning to bring it back. I don't know how they go around bringing it back because you can't just pick stones up out of the universe.
I think they're done with the stones now.
But then he's still got the Eye of
Oh,
Agamotto on his thing though. So the whole point was the Eye of Agamotto is supposed to protect the time stone. So if you don't have it, what's the point of wearing it?
For you know,
Symbolic.
Exactly, symbolic of his victory against Thanos, the purple alien. Let's go. Miles is right. I believe in Miles.
Well, the Spider-Man
Oh
movie
wait, MK, what did you think of the film?
I think it's the best MC movie of the last 8 years.
8.
In terms of cinematic
Specific.
experience.
Wait, what? Yeah, what happened 8 years ago? 2013. What, your favorite since Iron Man 3 or Thor: The Dark World? Come on, man.
I think the Iron Man movies were super clear, but this is actually this could be the best for a cinematic experience. Maybe behind Infinity War, maybe. Infinity War was different, but this one was kind of I think a lot of people knew there will be a free Spider-Man coming out. Like we knew it, like Toby and Andrew were going to return, but it's the way they returned was I think for me they did it right. I don't know how else they could have employed those two to come in. Like, how else would they have done it? And I think it was I kind of had a little bit of humor in there because obviously he said Peter and not then obviously Ned said Peter, but he didn't expect it to be that Peter. There's a little bit of humor in there, but I thought it was good. I like that. But the only issue is the kids behind us that were screaming my ears ruined the experience because they were screaming too loud. I'm like, don't have to scream. You can cheer in that, but why are you screaming? Ruined my experience. But overall, I have to put it to top 3 MC movies. I have to do it. I think I think it should be a unanimous agreement. Everyone should agree.
Top 5.
Hey, this guy has put 6 out of 10. He still thinks 6 out of 10.
I've improved it. Don't worry.
You generally put 6 out of 10. I'm thinking,
it's like
what?
An 8 or a 9 now to me. Don't worry. I've improved it a lot.
Yeah, I think you need to rewatch.
I think this is one of the movies that really deserves a cinematic rewatch, though.
Yeah, 100%. I'm trying to find a way to rewatch this. I don't know how. Let's go program by myself. Why not? There's no rules. It's that good. So anyone that hasn't seen it,
he's going to be sitting in the top corner of the cinema by himself, just spoiling it for everyone. Oh shit! Watch this as when May dies.
No,
he's going to be the little kids from the movie that we were in. He's going to be cheering by himself. Like, I was constrained by the people around me, but now I can go full pelt.
No, I wouldn't do that. I'm not a bastard. I'll just let everyone else take in the experience. And I was actually sick.
So gracious.
We'll go over the spoilers for the movie. I just did one. What May died? What do you think of that? I think it sort of was pushing towards that happening after the whole. Oh no, you'd have to cure them instead of sending them back home.
Yeah, it's so obvious.
That didn't make sense. I didn't like that because he's fixing them to the moment right before they die. Like, what's the point in fixing
but
them
if he fixes them, would they then go back and die, or would they then go back and be fixed? Because, like, surely he thinks, oh, they're going to be fixed, so they won't have to fight Spider-Man, therefore they won't die.
But I
don't know.
Then it changes the other films, because then if the Lizard is fixed, then Gwen Stacy's dad is still there. So then Gwen Stacy would it causes too many butterfly effects. The only one that I think it works for is Doc Ock, because with Spider-Man 2, at the end he goes he's mental, and then right before he dies he switches and he's like, no, I'll fix it, and he saves the world essentially. So if he's fixed, because they say they take him right before he dies, and he's like, I had the power of the sun, and he was evil, and he goes back, and then he wants to save Peter as a result, That's the only one where I can be like, okay, you're fixing done something. But everyone else is just because even Elektra's like, no, I was about to become pure energy, and then, oh shit, I died. So it's like I think they take them right before they die. That's why Doctor Strange was like, bro, they're going to die in their fight with Spider-Man anyway. But
right.
I don't know. I liked how they were like how he wanted to help them, but it doesn't make sense why he would want. Like I understand why, but also like they like plot wise they'll go back to where they're going to die anyway. So it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But it makes sense from a character point of view, and I appreciated that. But yeah, she's dead. They really tried to pull the. They tried to hold it as well. They're like, no, it's fine. Look, she's talking. She's just like old.
Yeah.
And then they went, oh, she's dead. And he went, that was a good bit. Not a good bit in as in that, but it was a nice scene where he's just like, shit, this was me because I tried to help everyone. I liked it. He has consequences to his action, people. Only took him 3 movies. Let's go.
Before we go into talk about the ending of the movie, I want to ask you, what do you think about Toby and Andrew's cameos, if you will?
Well, Toby's one, I thought he was gone. He got shanked behind. But I was thinking, why not just let him go? Why didn't he not die? Because I was thinking, he's come back. So I don't think it's the end of Toby's time at MCU. I think he's gonna somehow make another appearance somewhere. Don't know where, but he might make another appearance. But I genuinely thought, when he got hit, when he got killed, I thought he died. Like he was on the floor, and I was like, oh no. And then I was thinking, he's gone. Yeah, that's definitely happening. And then when I saw Andrew saving MJ, we all knew that was obviously that nostalgia, kind of a little nostalgia in there, because obviously he did it before. So he did it again.
Yeah.
But I'm not really happy with how Toby, in the end, so I was thinking it was so good, like the way they were they teamed up and had that little meeting saying, oh, let's work together. And then just towards the end when was it that hit him? He got stabbed. Was it Green Goblin? I thought it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That part is when I thought, Toby's gone. I don't know what you lot thought that one, though.
I thought it was smart how they did it. In that you at the end of the movie you'd get Tom Holland like full of rage and he's not pulling his punches against Green Goblin and shit. And then he goes to try kill him and Toby's the one that stops him and is like, no, this isn't who we are. This isn't Spider-Man, effectively.
But realistically, Green Goblin should be dead.
Yeah.
Spider-Man can literally hold like the ship, and he can hold like airplanes. Willem Dafoe just had a suit. He should be dead after like 2 punches of Spider-Man not holding back, or even 1. But they made Spider-Man's punches look so weak, and I was like, why?
Unless he was pulling his punches because he wanted to kill him himself, like slowly. Because like that's how May died in the movie. She didn't die like instantly. It was slow, gradually, right?
Yeah, and he wanted to use the board.
Yeah. But Willem Dafoe gonna get shanked twice by his own glider.
Oh, and I didn't get the bit where like Andrew throws him the thing, and then he just goes to from I want to kill you to I will save you now. Like just from a look, come on. But it's fine. Plot purposes, they had to do it to send him back. I didn't mind. It's fine.
But I'm confused with Toby because it was in a rumor that he would have his last movie, this one. Like he's just supposed to be an appearance and he would go. Why is he not? I'm still confused. Like killing him would have been class. No, not in a good way. I'm just thinking that it would help the plot even better. Like just
I agree.
Well, if he
just
died,
made it more.
Yeah, I feel like there's no point stabbing him unless he's gonna die.
Yeah, and the way he got hit and then he just falls back like, oh, this is the end of me. But then then he just normally fine, like nothing happened.
look here, they
That was
just
weird.
wanted off my Spider-Man. Leave me alone.
He made his debut first too, man.
Point.
Let it go.
The point makes sense. I think they were just trying to do a fake out.
I like to think that the reason they didn't kill Toby or Andrew is because they're planning to do more multiverse stuff down the road.
That's what I'm thinking.
Because thinking about the MCU's lineup at the moment, you got Doctor Strange Multiverse of Madness, you got Loki Season 2, which will travel the multiverse again. You got Secret Wars as well, which I think is going to lead. It's Secret Wars, Secret Invasion, isn't it? Which will lead to a Secret Wars movie, which would probably then lead to a Battlegrounds movie or show, which is where all the different characters from the multiverse come together into one specific place, which was a really dumb concept, but it was really cool.
Yeah, but I don't know. I
Maybe,
just want
I think
if
that's
they're going
probably
to do
how they
another
bring
thing with
Miles in
them, I
there.
want to see them with Tom.
Yeah,
Like, that's nice. I don't want to see them with other people. I'm not gonna lie. I can care less.
that's how they would bring Miles Morales into that universe, though.
So for Spider-Man,
They did reference him as well.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
when did they reference
Fox was
Miles?
like, I always thought Spider-Man would be black.
I
But
think
yeah.
they'll introduce him after the next Spider-Man trilogy.
That's so long.
Yeah, I think they're gonna do it during the next Spider-Man trilogy, like in the second or third film, maybe.
Maybe unless
Hopefully, anyway.
unless they do it during the Battleground, I'm assuming, which will be a show, because it's a big thing to go for, because you can't just have one movie and stick load of cameos in. You most likely would need a show that showed gradually what's going to happen, and not just a 6-episode event, but something like 13 episodes. You could technically do it focusing on every different character that you're focusing on at the moment. So you could do like a Scarlet Witch one, because Scarlet Witch is quite big in the MCU. You could do a Doctor Strange one, which we're already seeing because the evil Doctor Strange in the trailer from the What If show.
Again, this is a spoiler-filled thing.
Yeah.
If you're still here after what, 30, 35 minutes of this, your fault, not mine.
Now, the big thing, they didn't end the movie with the what the fuck moment. They ended it properly.
Finally.
Finally. What did you lot think of the ending?
The best way they could have ended it, really. There's another thing. Yeah, it's the way that it was the perfect way they ended it. I can't really think of any other way they would have closed out. It's like it was seamless transition from Green Goblin getting hit, or what it was, to then those three saying, what happened towards it? Was it did Andrew and Toby just go to their
Yeah, they got sent back to the universe.
Yeah.
Doctor Strange's spell was everyone will forget that Peter Parker existed, so everyone who knows who Peter Parker is sent back.
That's the best way to have done it, because it's also another, like, he got Peter Parker consequences of his first actions were him just trying to say, I want to get into MIT, and then his consequences of that led to this, and then it kind of deserves like punishment of everybody forgetting you, and he accepted it. So I just think that's probably the best way they could have ended it. Although, if you remember the scene in the coffee shop,
Yeah,
it's a bit weird how she looked like she was about to remember him again. She was staring at him like, do I recognize this guy? So I was thinking, this might be a little something I could lead to onto the next movie. But yeah, ending wise, it's probably the best way to end it.
Why were MJ and Thingy friends? Ned.
They were.
As in, Ned was like, they seem more connected through Peter than through themselves. That's a nitpicky thing. I don't know.
I have another nitpicky thing before I talk about how much I love the end of the movie. If the whole point was all of these characters came in because they know Peter Parker, right? Or they knew Peter Parker was Spider-Man. How did Tom Hardy's Venom come into this universe then? Because at the end of the movie,
the end credit scene of Venom, right?
Yeah, but are we assuming then that Venom knows who Peter Parker is in their own universe? Because he didn't know Peter Parker was Spider-Man until he came into Tom Holland's universe and saw it on the screen.
I don't actually know why he came in. I think they just went, we need to get the black suit in. but we don't want Tom Hardy's in. So let's just do some nonsense to get him in for a bit, and then let's get him out as well ASAP because he's a bit pseudo.
It's so confusing though. Because
I don't know.
he doesn't know that Peter Parker is Spider-Man because in the Venom movies, there's no reference to Peter Parker being Spider-Man or Peter Parker or Spider-Man, either of them.
And technically, they could have made an easy thing. I mean, the only reason he should be Venom is because the symbiote starts with Spider-Man first anyway.
Yeah.
So if they just needed a line to add that in, and then it would be fine. But they didn't do that, and they just went, "Oh, symbiote makes him spider-like." So yeah, but we're going to who cares about Venom? It's a bad movie, all right? It's terrible. It's so horrible, so bad.
Miles.
Yeah.
The ending of the movie, specifically after the coffee scene. What did you think?
Yeah, I liked it. I just thought it was a bit sad that like he now has nobody. And I was kind of at first I was a bit disappointed. I was like, oh, what? So he's not even gonna try and like make anyone remember him. But then like after what you guys have been saying, it sort of makes sense for Spider-Man's character to be like that anyway. So I'm not as like disappointed anyway. So I just thought it was a decent ending. So yeah.
I love the ending. It's brilliant. It's like the most Spider-Man thing I've ever seen. Like the guy loses everything, and it's not he is fine with it. He has to be fine with it because that's just the cards he's been dealt. And he realizes that he can't put these people into trouble anymore because he almost lost MJ, he lost Aunt May, he could have lost Ned, and he realizes this is not a thing for everyone else. Because even when they're like, "Oh, Toby lost his best friend," that line was funny, where he's like, "Oh, do you have a best friend? I had one. He tried to kill me. It was heartbreaking." That cracked me up.
Yeah.
But like his best friend's gone. They lost their Uncle Ben. Garfield lost Gwen, and it's all pointing towards him realizing that he can't have all these different people in his life because he's putting them all in danger just by virtue of being close to him. And it caps off the trilogy and his arc really nicely. And I love it. I love the depression. Matches me.
Anyway, that he will end up making them remember him somehow. Or we just have to
Probably, but
bring back connections again.
look, we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to fix something that doesn't need to be fixed right now. It's great.
Him being alone is a bit dependent because he hasn't even got Aunt May. There's no.
So what? That's great. We don't need Spider-Man with friends.
But he just needs Ned. At least have Ned next to him.
No.
I think
what he needs is Daredevil, and then they can go fight Kingpin, right? They can have journeys in New York, and they can just be superhero buddies. He doesn't need anyone else.
I think before I go on, what I will say was ask you lot as well. I loved the ending of the movie. I thought it was quintessential Spider-Man. How he's just by himself. He's hacked a police radio frequency and he goes out from his own window with no one else just to go fight crime. And also, his new suit. Holy Mother of God.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
It's sick.
It's so beautiful.
If they were going to do new suits here, you couldn't have shown us that one first. They have to show us this red and black one and then the Iron Spider one. No, just give me red and blue. That's all I need. Everything else is shit.
I like that they're going comic accurate for Phase 4. It makes me very happy. Anyways, what I was going to say, predictions for the upcoming Spider-Man trilogy. Like, would you not like plan out the entire trilogy? What you think they're going to introduce? Because I think obviously they'll have to introduce Eddie Brock in college with him. I don't think he's going to go to MIT though. I think it was at Empire State College that he goes to in the comics. I think he'll go there. That's when you'll meet Eddie Brock and you'll meet Gwen Stacy. That's when Eddie Brock will get the Venom symbiote. I don't know how they're going to carry on the Mary Jane one though. Oh, MJ, sorry.
Yeah, she doesn't like being called that. I think it's a nice place to just leave that off. I'm not gonna lie. Or reintroduce her at the end and do the whole Gwen Stacy dies, and then she comes in, and then he can be like, you know what, I can do this again, and bring her. But if they're gonna introduce everything, I think the director already wanted to do a Craven film, and then they done the multiverse, so he's coming, especially because what's it called? The game is doing it as well, and they've taken a lot of cues from the game, it seems. So they're gonna do that, and I hope they bring in Black Cat. She's paying.
You saw features in the game in the
Like
the
in the new one with Miles and the new Insomniac one, they're bringing in.
Don't know if it's good. Yeah, okay, there you go. Sorry, everyone. Technical difficulties stopped the other recording. We'll carry on now. I believe it was Azam and MK talking about the game. But MK has a very interesting thought to share with us. MK, give it to us.
I'm probably get booed, so bring on the booze. But at the end of the trilogy, we should go all out with the depression, man. Everybody depressed. Why not? Spider-Man dies. Tom Holland's era of Spider-Man ends. Let's go.
Are you saying that just because Tom Holland wants to quit acting and
No,
start a family when Zendaya make lovely mixed
I'm looking at his age right now.
race?
He's 25. I'm looking at his age right now. He's 25. So the trilogy, let's say 20 something. When do you think the trilogy would? Let's say the middle of the 2020s. So he'll be like 30 something. And I'm looking at logic here. I think Tom Holland can go into any the department of acting. So I think he should leave Spider-Man in the end of trilogy and move somewhere else. So that means he's Spider-Man gets killed somehow, somewhere.
I wouldn't say get killed.
Or,
I think he'd just retire and spend the rest of his days with MJ, and then Miles Morales can take over.
But that's a little bit depression. We need to go all out with depression.
I would rather he die than retire. It makes it more entertaining.
Yeah, Miles with me.
I don't want him to die.
Nobody does, but I was thinking, imagine that what an ending that would be.
But I guess it would kind of make sense because it'd be like Miles Morales is taking over his legacy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would make sense.
He's a hater.
So good.
I don't want him to kill off Tom. I know I hate the MCU and everything, but I can't deal with that. You can't kill off my Spider-Man. The ultimate Spider-Man's death was sad enough. Friggin' Cap, you suck in that, by the way. He's such a douchebag. They ruined Captain. The Ultimate, you know what? Yeah, the Ultimate Universe was shit anyway.
It was.
Don't read it. No one read it. It's horrible. They make Scarlet Witch and
Quicksilver, yeah,
incestual. Disgusting.
Yeah, the Marvel have a lot of weird storylines.
And the Blob ate Wasp.
And then Ant-Man killed Blob.
It's awful. And the whole reason Spider-Man died is because Captain America is a twat. He's a proper twat. They just dial every hero up to like 11 of like disabledness. It's horrible. But yeah.
Other things I think they might introduce in the new trilogy are obviously Oscorp. They'll reintroduce Green Goblin. I think they'll most likely introduce Harry Osborn as well. I think this is the time that they're going to start introducing a lot more people in Spider-Man's rogue gallery rather than just like one or two characters every movie. So they'll probably be reintroduced to Lizard. I don't know if they're going to redo Doc Ock. If they do, that's fine. But I will say, Willem Dafoe and Alfred Molina were fucking brilliant.
No, Wilfred Dafoe was incredible, man. He brought it back. He brought it time. Like, he brought it back. Like, everything he did. The way, because I swear it's been the first time since how long?
Since the original Spider-Man movie that he's played Green Goblin.
It looked like he never left. Like he just did it other
He's
day.
such a good actor. He's
Incredible, man. I think there's a lot of awards that can be won from this movie. I think
the Academy don't like superhero movies. A lot of the old directors don't like superhero movies.
Unfortunate though, because there's some really good. Tom, I think he did that. About time he did something, but because he didn't really. Before this movie, he's not really like people look down upon him like, is he really better than the previous two Spider-Man? Is he really better than those two? But I think for me, this movie cemented him as the Spider-Man. Like, he's everybody's.
Yeah.
I don't think anybody's against him anymore. Like, he deserves that title. And but yeah, William Dafoe, he was incredible. I think for me, he surprised me actually. I think
They acted so hard when they didn't need to.
Yeah, he put all out. He put all for a guy that's been out for this long to come in and just play his character like it's normal. Like, the emotions and everything. Oh, he was incredible, man. William Dafoe, he gets number one in my rankings of that movie. Actually, number two, the top 100 number one. But William Dafoe, he was incredible. Zendaya, it was a little bit of a disappointment though. I thought her role was a bit. I can't blame her, to be fair. It didn't help that she basically did nothing.
I mean, they sort of made her character that way. They didn't have a choice in the end. They just made her a Stone Cold type character that doesn't really show any emotion.
It was a bit weird though. The MJ character normally is an emotional person.
Yeah.
And Ned was especially more emotional than her. Ned had more of an involvement in the movie with the little. He was basically beat at Doctor Strange. But I was sort of baffled how he did that, yeah, and then like he was just doing things that he's not supposed to do without the ring. How did that happen?
I got pissed off when he stopped, you know. I was really hoping for him to start opening more portals and then random like evil Peter Parker show up and he has to shut them really quickly.
That'll be sick though.
No.
I really wanted him to open more portals. Also,
I didn't.
You see the bit where Doctor Strange is like shutting out, fixing the multiverse from cracking. I really wanted them to pull through. Can't lie.
Same.
Not because like I wanted more of the movie. I just wanted to see who was there because I know Rhino was there. I think Craven was also there. I couldn't tell who else was there. Probably
I thought
Black Cat.
Just Easter egg. Yeah, I thought Black Cat was there as well.
But like, what if they pulled through and then Doctor Strange did the spell and then they all got sent back without causing any more shit?
But yeah, this film cost a lot as is. I think they were just like, you know what? We need to save some cost somewhere. But yeah, you know what? Yeah, I'd give it an 8 or a 9. There's a lot of plot contrivances and arse pulls, but nostalgia tax and best live action Spider-Man tax. So I'll go 8.5.
It's a 9 for me. Some people put it a 10 because they thought maybe how else would they have done?
A 10 is a perfect film. All right,
There's no such thing as a perfect film. Is there even such thing as a perfect film? There's no such thing. But
I just noticed this guy has a Daenerys poster in his background.
Yeah, and the Daredevil one and the Pulp Fiction one.
Daredevil's right next to it, isn't it?
Oh, you should have put
the Daredevil's like there.
And then that one is that's cool, you know, right?
I have loads of posters. I have like Scarlet Witch and Thor and
she's the
Captain America over there.
from the show you watched for 4 episodes. I watched 4 episodes of Game of Thrones, yeah, and those 4 episodes were season 6 and 7. He didn't even watch it in order. He just picked a random episode.
There's no
guys, I'm up to date. Like,
because remember, I joined in Game of Thrones way too late. So I was thinking if I start from season 1, by the time I watch season 7, everybody's be complaining about season 8. So I was thinking, you know what? Let me skip.
And you'll also be dead because oh my, you watch shows so slowly.
But if it's not engaging, it's long, man. Because some of the shows just takes too long.
This guy literally took 2 weeks to start Squid Game. And that countdown started from when he said, "I'm gonna start watching Squid Game today." And then he went, "Guys, I don't have Netflix."
It's because when the hype goes, I just lose interest. I don't know why. Because again, I watched Squid Game a bit too late too. Because I watched it when Mr. Beast was making his first video. Well, he's planning to make his first video. That's when I started watching Squid. I was like, what? He actually go out of his way to make this. Let me see what the hype's about. I only watched one episode. It's not that great. To be fair. The first episode was so boring. What was it?
Thank you.
I haven't watched it. I didn't even try
Actually,
to
I
start
thought
it.
it was pretty good. It's overrated though.
Yeah, it will be.
I hate it.
Everybody starts watching.
I hate it so much. It's
Anyway,
so boring.
we're going off track here.
Yeah, how the hell we go?
Miles, what was your rating for Spider-Man?
8.5.
I'm also going 8.5.
I'm going 9 for nostalgia.
See? And I'm supposed to be the hater around.
No. We're not doing
You
this.
two
He
have
said
the
6.
lowest score.
He said 6. This guy said 6.
I could change
Because
my
when was the
opinion.
At first I think I had it as like a 7, but then you think about the movie some more and then it goes up. Or in Aslam case, most movies it goes down.
Look, yeah.
His birthday was
Look, we're far from home here. You have to understand. I came out of that movie going, that was great. And then I thought about it and I was like, this might be the worst Spider-Man film I've seen.
What?
Like, just the worst. Like, so me coming out and saying this was bad straight up might have helped it.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, that's the way you need to think.
I didn't like Homecoming.
I didn't.
Like after watching it, I didn't like Homecoming. And my opinion hasn't changed. I didn't like it. It was unexplainable. There was something missing.
Yeah, Spider-Man.
Yeah, it was Spider-Man.
We had Iron Boy Jr. for 2 films.
Do you remember the start of the movie where they're flicking through the magazine titles? And it was like Times Magazine, and it said Iron Boy Jr., and it was Spider-Man crying.
Yeah.
I fucking love that one.
I'm not gonna lie. I think Far From Home might be my least favorite because the other bad ones, they crack me up so much. Spider-Man 3 cracks me up. Like when he comes out and he's doing all his emo dancing, I'm dying. That film's a 10 from that moment on. Like Amazing Spider-Man 2, the whole film is so horrible, but I love it. It's one of the worst films I've seen, but it's hilarious. So it has to be a 10 out of 10 for me on my personal scale. But Far From Home, it's not funny. It's not so bad that I can laugh at it. It's just bad. It's just so average. Like it's the most meh film ever, and that makes it horrible. Shit film. Same you, Homecoming. Yeah, he hasn't watched the MCU films.
I think. Anyone have any closing remarks?
No.
Toby, you're the GOAT.
No, he's not. He's a second.
Shut up.
I'm joking, man. Toby's everybody's. But that's because nostalgia starts again. Tom Holland could overtake me if there's a trilogy. I think.
I think if they don't fuck up the upcoming trilogy, if they keep the same sort of tone, then Tom Holland
had one
will
good
be.
film out of 3.
I'm happy he gets a chance of another trilogy though, because fucking Tobey Maguire didn't get a chance for a 4th movie. Andrew Garfield didn't get a 3rd, thank God. But like, at least Tom Holland's got the longevity on them, and we see him in other
Andrew
movies.
Garfield didn't even get a film. None of those 2 are films. They're just shit. They're just nonsense, all right? They're not films. They're nonsense.
I watched one of them. I haven't watched Amazing Spider-Man. Yeah, I haven't watched that one.
Wait. You watched the second one, not the first one.
Yeah. The first one got ratings. Why would I watch something that has bad ratings? That's terrible.
Wait,
the second one didn't even have good ratings.
And you watched the one with the worst rating. What?
No. I watched it. No, I watched that on the cinema. Don't try it. I didn't know it was bad rating. The second one. The first one, I just like, oh.
This guy's an idiot.
I just saw the ratings. I'm like, this might be shit. So then I don't even watch it. But obviously, second one
This
turned out to
guy-
be even worse. I was
This
thinking, that's
guy's
my luck.
actually got the bozo gene. He's a bozo. I can't be bothered.
No, I told you. I watched that in the cinema. The Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Still.
Yeah, but how? That's not my fault. Did you know any movies ratings when it's out in the cinema? Nobody knows. So I just said, okay, cool. Because I didn't watch my first one.
What year did Amazing Spider-Man 2 come out?
14.
In 2014, yeah.
I remember me and Azam were talking about bloody X-Men Days of Future Past in 2014. We knew the ratings of it.
That was
Did you?
sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, because ratings come out a couple days before, you retard.
Well, Rotten Tomatoes, they said they're off sometimes. They said this one's 92%.
What?
They said 90. Yeah, they said this one's 90%. Check it.
Okay. Let me look at its rating now.
What a load of bollocks. Should be 98%.
Rotten Tomatoes are rubbish.
Amazing Spider-Man 2. 52%. All right, maybe he might have a little. That suit though is beautiful.
Told you it was shit. I told you that already. I had no experience. That was just I couldn't even recall from some of it because that's how bad it was. Maybe that's why everyone has Andrew Garfield as third. Unfortunately.
I think that ends it. That was
He might
fun.
be fourth after Miles Morales, that's for sure.
Right. I think that's the end of the episode. If whatever movie, well, I'm sure we'll do this for the Batman next.
Oh,
That is going to be so cool.
that'd be so funny if we shit. That doesn't have to be bad. I would laugh my head off, man. Asma had a howler. You know what? I'm low-key hoping Batman turns out to be shit. Just so that I can laugh at you, Asma. Because you're gassing it up.
I really don't want it to be shit. I really
I
want
don't-
Matt
I'm
Reeves to
listening.
get a
It's
trilogy.
not going to be shit.
I
It's
really
shit.
want Matt Reeves
I
to
can-
get a full trilogy of it.
It's going to be beautiful. I can guarantee that.
Nah, hopefully shit now. Definitely now.
I think after the Batman will probably be Doctor Strange. I'm assuming we're all gonna go watch that.
Yeah.
I don't want to
Batman's-
watch it. I have
Why?
to.
Dude, I really like Doctor
They've
Strange.
got
I
Wanda
just-
in there. I hate Wanda. Wanda is the worst MCU character.
Don't start. She's great.
She is.
In Miles
Oh.
getting
She's like Toby to me.
First
She
person
causes
to come
all
in
the
here.
problems.
No. She was going through some
And she's
stuff.
American now as
That's
well, so I can hate her even more.
I think 98% of them are American, mate. But Doctor Strange, Evil Strange, that little thing. Yeah, we have to watch this. As
I know some of the.
You didn't even
spoilers.
know where that came from, you idiot.
Yeah, I did. From the What If series.
I told you that.
Huh?
You idiot.
I watched that
Literally,
when you were saying it in the
the
group chat. Huh?
You turned to me and said, "Who was that?" And I said, "It's Evil Strange." And you went, "From what?" And I'm like, "What if?"
Yeah, but
And you're
apparently
like,
that's not
"What if?" You
even
didn't
the
know
What If
it
Evil
was.
Strange.
I had to
People
explain
say it's
what
not even. The people in like I was looking at Twitter and they were saying it's not even. Well, I don't expect it to be the What If. They expect it's apparently just be another Evil Strange that's made up.
Oh, I know, like
Yeah, that's
some
true.
sort of spoilers for Doctor Strange too, but I won't tell MK because given what I know about the movie, I don't want MK to know.
Why?
I really want him to go in just not knowing anything about the movie.
Yeah, we need to have MK Cam on from movies now. We'll
Yeah.
just send him we'll record him going into the cinema, what he thinks is going to happen. We'll have him after what actually happened. We'll see how that comes.
We'll set up a GoPro just to stay on MK's face during the movie.
Well, if there's any shock factors, best believe I'm turning around to the person that's screaming behind my ear.
I think there
Because
might
I-
be. I genuinely think for Doctor Strange too, I think there might be. And I know something that I know there were leaked VFX stuff for that movie, and I know who's in it, and I'm not telling you.
I want
Why
to know.
not? As a video,
No.
you do. Why not?
I'll tell Azam, no spoilers.
Yeah.
Miles, do you
I
want
love
to
my
know?
spoilers.
I think you already know though.
I'm not bothered, but I feel like I know, yeah.
All right. I think that's the end of this
No idea.
episode.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone for watching. And we'll be back. I don't know when we'll be back with movies soon, somewhere in March, but we'll be back with football very soon. Thank you everyone for watching, and peace out.
Peace.